So I am going to read you a chapter that's not a typical Christmas chapter in the Bible. It's in Lamentations chapter 3. And this is one of my favorite chapters in the entire Bible. I'm surprised I haven't read it before. So chapter 3, Jeremiah, I'll just read the whole thing, or read a lot of it, not the whole thing. I am the man who has seen affliction because of the rod of his wrath. He has driven me and made me walk in darkness and not in light. Surely against me he has turned his hand repeatedly all day. He has caused my flesh and my skin to waste away. He has broken my bones. He has besieged and encompassed me all about with bitterness and hardship. That was up to verse 5. Now, verse 19. Remember my affliction and my wandering, the wormwood and bitterness. Surely my soul remembers and is bowed down within me. This I recall to my mind. Therefore I have hope. The Lord's loving kindnesses indeed never cease, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I have hope in him. The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the person who seeks him. 26. It is good that he waits silently for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a man that he should bear the yoke in his youth. Let him sit alone and be silent, since he has laid it on him. That was up to 28. Now 31, sorry. For the Lord will not reject forever. For if he causes grief, then he will have compassion according to his abundant loving kindness. Verse 38. And this is a really key verse. Is it not from the mouth of the Most High that both good and evil go forth? Let me read that again. Verse 38. Is it not from the mouth of the Most High? Let me read that again. Is it not from the mouth of the Most High that both good and evil go forth? 39. Why should any living mortal or any man offer complaint in view of his sins? And then here's one that we all know. It's in Ecclesiastes. I'm not going to read it. It's also, Ecclesiastes is a book I really love, but this chapter is great. There's a chapter in Ecclesiastes that says, to everything there is a season. There's a season to plow. There's a season to harvest. There's a season to hug. There's a season to refrain from hugging. There's a season to die. There's a season to be born. There's a season to die. There's a season to cry. There's a season to rejoice. There's a season for everything under the sun. That's what the chapter says, and I wish I had it here right in front of me, because I would like to tell you where to read it, but it's in Ecclesiastes. So how this relates to Christmas. Okay, for Jeremiah first, just for some context, he was talking about the destruction of Jerusalem the first time, and it's being taken, the first captivity was so terrible. He said, surely, he's like, the Lord has broken my teeth. And he laments, and he's really good at that. He laments and he's really sad and says a bunch of negative things. And then he goes, just to recapture this and to really drive it home. And then he says, but I know that even though I'm going crazy and whining, that this is a season. And then even more obviously, Ecclesiastes chapter, whatever I'm talking about, is talking about how like it's actually saying the word season. That everything, there's a season for everything. There's a season for opposites. Something is maybe something you don't consider good, something you do consider good. And that kind of, it's saying that they're both actually, everything is good. Even like both ends of the spectrum are good, even if one seems painful. But anyhow, it relates to Christmas because in my own life, I have found both of those chapters immensely helpful, because not only if God's able to do the bad things, he's more than able to do the good things. But that's not the point. Maybe that was a good phrase for some of you, though. If he's able to do the bad things, he's he's more than able to do the good things. But we focus, especially at Christmas time, obviously, on Jesus coming, on Christmas. Well, that's what we're focusing on here. And in the Christian circle, we focus on Jesus coming. And his birth was amazing. And we're going to read a lot more into like the literal, everything that happened with his birth. And I really appreciate Christmas, but I don't want us to forget that that was a season, and his death was another necessary season. One seemed bad, one seemed good. For a second, I thought it wasn't recording. But I just want you to realize that this wonderful season is leading up to something sad, but not something bad, if that makes sense. And not that we're focusing on Easter, but I don't want you, like the Bible, like what I read yesterday about the woman that was, it talked about us telling someone, oh, here's, giving them food. But then the salvation that they really need, the real joy, is their invitation to church and their invitation to Jesus. And while we're here, let's remember the season and really appreciate it. So this beautiful, awesome season leads us into another beautiful, awesome reason why Jesus is here in the first place. So celebrate him being here, but don't forget to celebrate what is coming next.